Good morning, and welcome to day 9 of 365 Days of Stories with Theo Mayer. Today, the 5 wise counsels of the Guru. Once, there was a young man named Ram Singh, who, though everyone's favorite, never ceased to be given a hard time by his stepmother. All day long, she would scold and find fault in him, criticizing him for almost everything that he did. That by the end of it, he resolved to leave home and to never come back, but to seek his fortune elsewhere. Once he had made up his mind to do so, he packed a few things in a small bag, took what money he had, and early one morning he left. But there was one person that he wished to see before he left, and this was a guru who lived in a hut at the edge of his village. And there, as the sun was just rising up above the horizon, Ram Singh made his way to the Guru's. He knocked upon the door, and when the Guru opened it, wise he was and could see that something was troubling this young man. "What is it, my son?" he asked. "Tell me, please." Ram Singh entered, sat down on the floor in front of the Guru, and looking directly into his eyes, he said, I'm leaving home to seek my fortune elsewhere. I cannot stand the criticism of my stepmother any longer." The Guru shook his head in acknowledgement and said to Ram Singh, "Perhaps you should stay. Stay in your father's home, because it is better to stay at home with half a loaf of bread than to seek a whole one elsewhere." But no matter what the Guru could say, it was clear that Ram Singh had made up his mind to go. And so the Guru left off and changed his course. "My son, as you are determined to leave, please let me give to you 5 good counsels. And if you follow my counsel, no evil shall befall you. First, obey without question the orders of whomever you are in service of. Second, never speak harshly or unkindly to anyone. Third, do not lie. Fourth, never appear to be the equal of those who are above you in station. And finally, fifth, no matter where you are, if you pass someone reading or teaching from the holy books, stop and listen, even if but for a few minutes, for it will strengthen you on your path of duty." With these wise words, the Guru folded his palms and closed his eyes and wished Ram Singh success in his journey. Ram Singh set off, and after many days of travel, at a time when his money was reaching its end, he saw before him a great city. He knew that he must take employment somewhere in order to continue to subsist at the very least. Entering the city, he saw standing in the doorway of a beautiful shop a merchant. Behind him in the shop were bins filled with grains of all types, herbs and spices, beautiful commodities. Ram Singh went up to the merchant, some hope in his heart that perhaps this man would employ him. He asked, "My good man, I am new here and in need. Is there any way that you could employ me? Do you have anything for me to do?" The merchant stopped and looked at Ram Singh. So long did he stand there in silence, looking at him, that Ram Singh began to lose heart. And then the merchant spoke up. "I think there is a place for you. There is, in the palace, the wazir. The wazir has just dismissed his bodyguard and is in need of a new one. You are perfect, young, strong, handsome. Certainly I would seek there first." Thanking the merchant, Ram Singh made his way to the palace and inquired with the wazir if he might have employment. The wazir looked him up and down and thought, yes, this will work. And so Ram Singh was employed by the wazir. In a couple of days, the Raja decided to go on a trip and had the wazir accompany him. Oh my. The troop of people, well, it was more like a city moving than it was just a small band of men. There were muleteers and musicians and entertainers and soldiers and merchants of carrying all kinds of commodities and storytellers and singers, dancers, all making their way. Elephants, mules, horses, ponies, goats, sheep, to nourish them along the way. And after many days of travel, they reached a land that was swept by sand. In fact, all you could see was sand. The dust would choke the air, making it hard for both animal and man to breathe. Well, at the end of that day's travel, they reached a town. And quickly, the headsman of the town came out to greet the Raja, and letting the Raja know that everything that they had was in his service. With long looks and slow words, they also let him know that they had no water. There was nary a spring nor a well with which they could accompany such a mass of people. Well, the Raja turned to the wazir and said, "Get us water." And with that, the Raja thought no more about it and left it in the wazir's hands. Well, the wazir called together the headsmen of that town, brought them together, sat with them, and began to question them about water and any water source that might exist. With long faces, they told him no, there was none. Until finally one old graybeard spoke up and said that indeed 1 or 2 miles from the village, there was a well that had been constructed by a former king hundreds of years ago. It was known to be inexhaustible, dug into the earth to a great depth with stairs leading down to it, beautiful stonework on the walls leading down. But it was known to be haunted by evil spirits, and any who entered had never returned. The wazir stroked his beard for a moment and then turned to look behind him, for behind him was his bodyguard, Ram Singh. I'll stop the story here and we'll find out what happens to Ram Singh tomorrow. Blessings on your day. Come join tomorrow. Find out what happens next.